Hello and welcome to the channel. My name is Chaudhary, and today I want to talk about how you can create policies for your organization. And this will, many people don't know how to create policies effectively. And it's not just about going out and using a template or a policy created by someone else on the internet and using it as your own policy. Well, you are filling the criteria, but you are not doing anything useful. So I today I want to talk about how you can create a good policy for your organization that satisfies your needs. So let's dive in right away. The first thing we need to identify is that there is a driver usually, and when I mean a driver, I mean a specific uh, factor pushes for the policy. So it may be that there is a report to the CEO or to the board, and that report says that we need a policy, or maybe there is something in the industry going on, or maybe the top management just want a policy. So there is a driver. You need Having a driver is extremely important because when the owner is assigned to the policy, the owner should ask for some details, and having a driver is very useful for the purpose, the scope, and the policy statements. So let's dive right away. When you create the driver, you assign the ownership. So you have, let's say, a CISO, a CTO. They are being assigned as owner. They are responsible and accountable for creating the policy. Once the owner is assigned, then the focus is on the owner, and the owner should identify the stakeholders. When I say the stakeholders, I mean the people responsible for their inputs and policy. So, for example, you're creating a backup policy. So the people, the employees who have some expertise in the backup would be security practitioners, like a security people, incident responders, and then you have compliance. Compliance, of course, want compliance to be linked to the backup policy, and then there are risk officers. They want the backup policy to be based on some risk, not just something useless. So you have these people, you gather them, and then once you have these people, they will have to use their judgment, and the judgment should be based on organizational objectives. You are creating the policy for the organization, not for some other person. So you have to include the objectives. It is for the organization, so it must be aligned with the objectives and strategy of the organization. At the same time, the risks, they are important for the objectives and strategy that the risk person have identified. So you must include that as well. And then the compliance requirement based on external and internal requirements, you include that as well. And the last part would be that you don't want to create a policy that nobody follows. You want something more practical and clear so that it's useful to the organization. These people have to use these four things, and their inputs in these areas would help create the outputs. And the output is, this would help with the title, this would help with the purpose and the scope, who the policy will apply, where it will apply, why do we want to apply this, this is the purpose, and accurate policy statement. And then you are doing that. What do you have to do? This is the policy statements. What should be done? It's like the high level statements, this should be done, that should be done in this way, like that. So it's a policy statement. And you also have roles in the policy. You may not have explicitly stated that roles, but you are saying, let's say that, for example, uh, you are saying that, um, well, I don't have that, but I will give you later. This is like a policy where you're saying who's responsible for creating the policy, who's accountable for ensuring that the policy is improved, who is responsible for the enforcement. So kind of that, like communication. You said that, then you have a next review and approval. So who's going to approve it? When is going to be reviewed again? And once so what do you do is you create a draft, and then you send this draft to the top management, the layer above you that's being delegated with this authority, and then you get them to approve the policy. Once they approve it, then you communicate the policy and make sure that people are aware of the policy. And remember that the policy is audited over time and improved so that, well, the business change. There are things that were in the policy that are not relevant now. So you just have to make sure that the policy is improved and updated so that it's relevant. Thank you very much. That's it for now. This is the beginning of the channel. I understand that there are some things I may have said that may not be incorrect, but this is it for now. Thank you very much.